The Vice President of the New Development Bank, or the BRICS Bank, Leslie Massdorp, says he hopes American President Donald Trump will review his inward-looking approach. Massdorp said this kind of attitude will have a negative impact on the world economy. It's almost 2 years since the bank was established, and a lot has been done with the aim of ensuring that the bank is able to assist member countries. He also responded to the call by African countries that the BRICS must establish a ratings agency and shared some information on the current work of the bank.
We got our credit rating domestically, we issued our first bond, and then we did our first projects. So we have now completed 7 projects in each of the, in total. The projects are located in all of the 5 BRICS countries, and they total about $1.5 billion. So it's already a significant achievement for a new institution. We would be very concerned if the signals that we are hearing, and in fact direct statements from the new US administration, becomes true. In other words, a greater inward-looking, more protectionist, more domestically focused approach. The problems in the world, whether it be global poverty, inequality, whether it be climate change, these things are all interconnected. Our financial markets are completely interconnected. When a bank collapsed in the US, it had major repercussions on the rest of the world. Why? Because we are so interdependent, and the world economy has become very, very complex in that regard. So your iPhone, you might think of as an American product because Apple is an American company. That phone is assembled in China, right? And the technology that goes into the production of that phone comes from multiple countries. So the idea of going back to, China first or America first, South Africa first, we must only hire South Africans, we must only buy South Africans, is a very problematic notion at this stage of economic development. In the 1930s, there was a huge drive towards protectionism. So to come back to the challenge that might face us if the US becomes more inward-looking, it might impact on, for example, how these multilateral institutions are funded, because there are capital increases from time to time required to fund the World Bank, IFC, and all of these other global institutions. If the US pulls back, it might have a negative impact. But these are temporary phenomena, because this drive, this interconnectedness is really an irreversible force. It's very difficult for countries to kind of build walls around their borders and kind of hope for the best. The world doesn't work like that anymore. Credit rating agencies are very important institutions in global capital markets. Essentially, they are almost the gatekeepers to the global capital markets. What they do, rating agencies, they give investors the comfort that this institution can issue a bond and they're likely to not default. So if you buy the bond from, let's say, the New Development Bank or the World Bank, that in 10 years' time they will pay back the money and they're going to pay you every year the interest, or biannually they will pay the interest. So rating agencies play a very important role by helping all small investors as well as bigger institutions to get a deeper understanding of institutions and their credit worthiness, right? Unfortunately, though, over the last 100 years, these institutions have developed to such an extent that you've got a few that now dominate the world of ratings. So you have S&P, you have Moody's, and you have Fitch, right? So this idea of forming alternate rating agencies come from the fact that it is mainly rating agencies from one domain that have now that dominate the entire scene. But it's a discussion that is taking place right now. I don't think there's a firm view of opposing existing rating agencies. It's more trying to, like everything else, look at the possibility of making the markets more efficient. Could there be space for new agencies, for example, to emerge?